Hello. I know. Boo boo. Excuse me, I'm eating, but I'm sat right next to. Hello. Yes, I know. That's my replacement. That's Akila. Anyway, I'm live on my channel. I gave her some meat. It was just, and so she's had it, and now she wants to play.
Aw.
Yeah,
Are you busy?
I'm online on a
Can
podcast,
I let
but
her in? Yeah.
well, yes, of
Oh, no
course.
flavors or anything.
Yeah, yeah. I gave her some of the turkey. Yeah,
Something good. Not
good
hot,
turkey.
not a
Yeah.
hot dog.
Oh no.
Okay, come on, Akila.
There you go.
I know you want yummy meat. We're gonna get you yummy meat later today.
Yay!
Yeah, let's stop at the store.
So that's my replacement. That's Akila. Very wise. The mother of my children replaced me with a dog. I think it's very wise because I'm stupid. The dog is sensible. It asks for food.
I didn't replace her dog yet.
Oh, God replaced me. Sorry.
No, God replaced me with Akila.
God gave me Akila. Okay, then I've been replaced by a dog and a couple cats. Mm. I'm a self-feeding machine. The dog needs taken care of. The mother of my children needs to be taken care of somebody. Her whole role in life is mothering. For me, it was smothering. But for the dog, great life. Great life. Oops, sorry. Wiggling the camera around today. Anyway, title. Let me go back to what I was going to talk about before the dog decided to take over the podcast. It's okay. Maybe she should have her own channel. Perhaps she wouldn't be shadow banned. Oh, excuse-moi. Silver plate. Oh, yeah. That's right. I was going to try and define um, morals and ethics, and then try and put it in a legal framework without involving religion or somebody's version of God. Oh, now the dog's come to see me. It's because I'm eating. You'll see the dog. Hi, Keela. Come here. Come here, puppy. Come here. Keela. Come on. What's the matter, Papa? Oh, let me see if I can tilt. Look, Keela. Look. He's a puppy. And of course, the cat's following around because the cat's jealous because the dog's getting attention. And the dog's jealous because the cat's getting attention. And I'm jealous because I'm getting no attention. So I'm talking to a screen. Right, let's get into the subject now. Legal, moral, ethical, without religion. Hmm. Nowhere in the Constitution does it say, which is the legal basis of a lot of American law, which was also European law, which, if you trace it back, it goes back to English law, which goes back to nautical law. It's all a control system, but we have to be morally and ethically able to interact with each other as human beings. Now, that takes a level of kindness and understanding of each other. So let's look at the legal, right? Separating church and state. Legally, if you look at the Constitution, it doesn't say thou shalt not kill. No, they kill like champions. The governments of the world kill like champions. That's a song many years ago. It was ironic, but also quite nationalistic in its interpretation by many, by a band called 400 Blows. In a way, it was like an irony, a parody, a kind of way of saying, what is the USA best at? We kill like champions. So truly, let's have a look at the advancement, the way in which progress of humanity has happened. The progress. Oh, you don't want to look at my laundry. Let's go over here. There we go. Have we progressed? Or is it still caveman mentality, you know? I have the biggest stick, so I'm in charge. I mean, I don't want to think of the United States of America as a person, because it's not a person. But then legally, you know, corporations are people. And we all know about the Corporation of London. We know about the corporation that is Washington, D.C., District of Columbia. And we all know about looking at the birds outside, twittering. You know, the Papal City, the Vatican City. These are all city-states, and they're separate from who they represent. But they represent control. It's getting too deep, too dark, too nasty, too conspiratorial. Okay, get back to legal, moral, and ethical. Where did you get your morals? Where did you get your morals? I mean, I probably got mine. I don't care, this is more comfortable. I probably got my morals from Christianity in some way, shape, or form, because I was raised in the Western world, and it was the go-to religion, although I'm seeing news reports, which I can't verify, of Britain now becoming ruled by Islamic law, which is same thing, same bloke, different atom. But it's like this idea that we get our morals from religion. Well, I certainly got the outline, you know. I didn't get too deep into it as a child, which is where obviously we form the basis of our character as small children. But I did get, you know, the fundamentals, you know, thou shalt not kill. It was always a big one to me. It was like, okay, that's good. But you can interpret things so many different ways, you know, and they'll twist it and turn it and propagandize it and make it into thou shalt not kill an idea. don't know, the twisting words, statistics, everything is propagandized. Everything is cloaked in all these layers of we shouldn't go kill those foreign terrorists, or we shouldn't kill those domestic terrorists. I mean, I'm considered a domestic terrorist. In fact, every man jack on the planet is now sort of potential terrorists. If you have independent thought, you're a potential terrorist. You're not going along with the narrative. Not entirely. I mean, some of you are going along with most of it and thinking it's real. But the moral definition, as soon as I saw the amount of hypocrisy within Christianity, I was like, well, they're saying it, but they're not doing it. Nobody's actually following the rules and regulations and the ideas and the ideology of Christian thought. They're just making it fit their current living condition and view of the world, which obviously our view of the world over my lifetime, nearly 70 years, has changed. I mean, I've changed. I've changed countries. I've changed ideologies. I've changed my underwear once or twice. I change, we all change, and the world changes too. The thing is, the rapidity of the change within society has increased as I've started to slow down and get older. So I'm looking at things through a different lens. And I can't understand why people are going along with all this nonsense. I look outside, the birds are singing, the dog was barking this morning, and the cats and the trees were swaying in the breeze. In the distance, I can hear a dove cooing. Is that the dove of peace? You see, we all have different perceptions. We all have different perspectives. But the thing is, you have to base yourself within this society, but you're separate from this society. And this separation of beauty and state, that external influence is trying to deviate you from your living, loving, moral self. The moral compass is spinning. Well, should we support killing of terrorists, or should terrorists support the killing of us, or is it perpetual war, or are we in a loop or a closed system? No, we're not in a closed system. It's an open system. Open. So legally, yeah, anybody can do anything pretty much if you interpret it that way. I mean, this is why the language is so important. Our language, my language, the way in which I interact with the mother of my beautiful children, who has now replaced me with a dog. Well, God apparently sent the dog to her. After I couldn't fulfill her needs. Anyway, so should we separate ourselves and look within for our moral compass? Yes, I believe we should. We should really be working on ourselves and then recognize how we interact with this world. And how we interact is very important. If you want love and peace, then you have to be love and peace. And I recognize in my own way that love is God. The very idea of love is God. Unconditional love. So how I interact is very important to me. Very important. And sometimes I get prodded and poked and pushed and pulled until somebody can find my Achilles tendon, a chink in my armor. Poke the bear. But for the most part, I've learned a very simple lesson. You want to hear the simple lesson? It's a very simple one. Oops, not that one. Very simple lesson. I don't stay mad for long because I'm going to figure it out. Or there's nothing that can be done about it. And as simple as that sounds, it's as simple as it is, truly. So think about it. How can you stay mad about X if there's nothing you can do about it? Right? Or how can you stay mad and not sit with yourself and try and understand where that anger came from? It really is that simple. So that's it, really. But all of the law is a control system. We may or may not understand that the moral compass is spinning. So we're expected to like killing now. But didn't our glorious leader say he was going to get the peace reward? He was going to be a peaceful president, or whatever they call themselves, king. Wasn't Charles or Charlie? Well, good old Charlie, eh? Wasn't he going to be like the organic and friendly, sort of more nature orientated and benevolent king? These people just want to control you. They want to make your life better for them. But they think they know what's best for you. And that's what the law does too. It says, you can't do that. It's not allowed. Whilst the judges and their peers, their uppers, their adjudicators, their people, their lawmakers are all doing whatever it is you're supposed not to do because the law says so. This has been proven over and over and over and over again through centuries and centuries of lawmakers. I am the law. Judge Dredd. Yeah. I mean, it's, to me, if it challenges your moral or ethical stance in life, in society, then the law's an ass and needs to be ignored or broken and take the consequences. We don't need more law in order to tell people that it's wrong to kill people if the government is going to go around indiscriminately killing people. That doesn't make sense to me. So, I don't know. Morals, important. Stop that moral compass. Boom. Do not kill. Do not kill others. Do not support people who go around committing violent acts in the name of anything. There's no violence needed in society, and our answer to violence cannot be violence, because that just perpetuates things. So you have to stand there and say, I'm a peaceful man. I want peace, so I'm going to stand in peaceful stance against this moral outrage that's going on. I mean, it's an outrage. Yes, of course, I get angered and I get poked and prodded, but how I respond is I contain my anger and turn it into love, and then go out into the world and make peace. Even with the people that are making war, I have to make peace with them to understand that we can negotiate a better settlement. And the better settlement is never going to be more war or more violence. It's never going to be that. There's a difference between reaction and action. What I do is actionable. I am a pro-peace campaigner. I'm campaigning for more peace. So love and peace are my weapons. And that sounds like I'm playing with words, and I am. It's fun. I like playing with words. There are some people who are very close to me who know exactly which parts to prod and poke to get a reaction. And again, reaction, not actionable. It's not something I chose. I reacted to an outside influence, but it's outside of me. And recognizing that which is outside of me is trying to control me and my moral beliefs and my ethical beliefs. I can see how that external would get frustrated by me saying it's all about love. I have a friend who's just running a dark narrative on everything at the moment on his social media page. And I said, stop. We can see what's going on. We have to provide an answer to what's going on. Reporting it is just adding gasoline. You're putting out the fire with gasoline. It's not. We cannot continue to fight. If you're going to fight war, not wars. If you're going to fight war, not wars. And make it a peaceful campaign. Make it a campaign by being peaceful. It's not easy. Get called all sorts of lunacy. He's mad, you know. He is totally mad. He's off his rocker. Ooh, that Nigel, you know. But I'm really not, for the most part, I'm not that bothered that people think me crazy. Because if being part of this external craziness I actually witness is very difficult for me. So, of course, I'm a little uncomfortable. But then I find a place. You know, there's a young man I know, he's 14 years old, and he's so angry. So angry. Nothing has turned out the way he wanted it to be. And he is so angry, and he's taking it out on those that he loves, and in a really reactionary, violent way. And he doesn't have a place of peace. And I see that in him, and I try and tell him, try and find internally a place of peace, a place where you can just be peaceful. And if you get antagonized, prodded, and poked if you get frustrated, if you get angry, if people just absolutely cannot agree with the way you see the world, go to that peaceful place. Transmute that anger, transmute that frustration, turn it into something positive that can change the world and change the perception of others, so as you become the peace that you feel in that space that you create. Create a place of peace within you. Then go out in the world and say, this is how we're going to get peace. We're going to stop fighting. We're going to stop arguing about petty nonsense. And we're definitely going to stop the killing. We've got to stop killing people. It's not in our human nature. It's something we have control over. We can live peaceably. This is the end of my party political broadcast, and I approve this message. Come on. I see people using their religion as a war tool, as waving it. You know, I know killing in the name of, but, you know, they're making the sign of the cross and they're making themselves very cross. I mean, it's just ridiculous. Nobody is trying to steal your belief. It's yours. Nobody is trying to steal that. I don't care what religion. You can be a Satanist. I don't give a shit. But you must understand that if you don't show peace, then you won't achieve peace. Be the peace you want to see in this world. Be loving, be kind, be considerate, be compassionate. Show some empathy for those that suffer. Don't turn it into anger or frustration if you can help it. And I have a brilliant friend, and she's been going through hell and high water with her life. And I talked to her a couple of days ago, and she said, I'm not in a place to talk. Everything you say will trigger me. I'm going to sit with my peace, and then I'll talk to you in a couple of days. That makes more sense than the normal knee-jerk reactionary that comes at me with like, you're a hypocrite, or you're da. Find the peace within yourself. Sit with it. Then go out into the world and spread peace. All right. End of my pontification today. Oh dear. Live, love, life.